Let's start standing today. All right, welcome. This is yoga. Go ahead and get your block and your strap or ring near you. We're going to start standing today with those feet a little bit wider than your hips. Go ahead and place your hands onto your hips. Put a soft bend in your knees and just start circling through the hips. Loosen up any tension, any resistance. Your hips are your water element. So think of your hips moving like the flow of an ocean. The rise and the fall of the waves, just flowing gently through the hip area. Good, and then whenever you're ready, just reverse the direction of your hip circles if you haven't already. Good, keep breathing, about 3 more deep breaths. Just moving through this, loosening up any tension. Very good, and then coming to a really wide stance. Start bringing the hands onto the ground. If your hands can't reach the ground, get your block here. And then sway side to side. Just getting a little bit lower through that hip motion. Breathing through this. Good. About 2 more each side. All right, and then whatever side that you land on next, stay there. Place your hand on that same side, right on the inside part of your foot. So it's on just right under your shoulder. And then reach your opposite arm up. Now see if you can use that arm pressing into the inner thigh. The other leg can just straighten up with a soft bend in the knees. If you need to, you could put a block under your hand here if that feels better. So just do what's comfortable for you. Try to gaze upward and take about 5 more deep breaths. Whatever side that you're on, that knee is bent. Good, 2 more deep breaths. Good, and on the exhalation, just shift to your other side. Make sure that your knee points in the same direction of your toe. And then when you're ready, bring that arm up. Stay here, breathe. Good, stretch even the fingers. 3 more deep breaths. Good. And now straighten up both legs, walk it to your center. And I want you to start bending both knees, bring the feet in just slightly. If you need to, you could place a block and sit onto your block like that. Palms come together. If you don't need the block, take it away. Try to keep both heels onto the ground. Use your arms to press your inner thighs open. Good. 5 more deep breaths. While you're here, if it feels good, you can move your head side to side, stretching out through your neck. Good. 1 more deep breath in. And on your exhalation, place your hands onto the ground. And then we're going to take a crow pose. So try to put all of the weight onto your hands and then just balance here. If you need the block, use the block under your feet. 5 more deep breaths. Good. On the exhalation, lower your knees. down to the ground. Let them widen, start coming low as comfortable for you. And it helps if you put your knees on either your mat or some type of padding. So position yourself so you're comfortable. I have a towel under my forearms. I'm still sweating from last class. And then just start sinking into this. We have 10 deep breaths here. Just breathing into those inner thighs, and then we're going to shift a little bit forward, breathe, and then shift a little bit backward. So just start getting comfortable breathing through this. With each exhalation, if you want to, you can try to open up a little bit more through the inner thighs and get a little bit deeper. All right, in 5 deep breaths, we're going to shift it a little bit forward. Let those feet relax, start relaxing into this. All right, now if you can, shift just slightly forward. And now at your own comfort, shift a little bit more backward. Five more deep breaths. Good, and on your next exhalation, start putting your hands under your shoulders, bring your knees all the way together. Glue the knees together, and then shift your hips side to side. So it's kind of like a tabletop position, but those knees are gonna glue together. We're just moving through the hips. Keep drawing that belly button in toward your spine. Good, and then the next time your hips are over to the right side, let them touch the floor. Your hips are over to the right side. Your knees are over to the left. Start lowering down onto the ground. Take your right arm out to the side. Use your left hand to press up. So this should feel like a nice shoulder stretch. That right arm out to the side. Left hand presses you up to the ceiling. That right hand is flat onto the ground. 5 more deep breaths. Just breathe into this. Good, and on your exhalation, bend your elbow, that right elbow, and place your head onto your hand. And now we're going to take our top leg with our hand. So I think if you're with me, it's a right leg, right hand onto the ankle, and then bring it to the front and to the back. Front and back. Good. 2 more, and then we'll keep the leg back there. The next time that your leg is back there, just keep it back, and then keep holding onto your leg, but try to stretch your leg out as you hold onto it, and you can look down just slightly. Breathe. 5 deep breaths here. And on your exhalation, come onto your back. Take that right ankle, cross it over your left leg. So we're gonna start coming into a figure 4 position. You're on your back. Start with holding onto the heel on your right side and the knee on that right leg, and just bring the knee in towards your chest and then out. Bring it in and out. So we're dynamically warming up through the hip. Bring it in and then push it out. Just holding onto that leg. Good. And now just hold on to it. Take your hands behind the other leg and just hug in with the option to rotate the ankle. Keep breathing through this. And if you are rotating your ankle, just switch the direction whenever you're ready. Good, and now fully cross that leg all the way over. Take your ankles, keep the feet flexed, and then just hug in with gentle little side to side movements. Good. If you're feeling any tension, feel free to just breathe into it. 2 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, uncross your legs, take your hands behind your legs and rock yourself up. Let's take a boat pose. So stretch your arms out. And then if you can, when you're ready, take those hands off your legs. See if you can keep your feet off the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you and just gaze straight in front of you. 5 deep breaths, hold it. Good, on your exhalation, bring the soles of your feet together. Before we do our other side, we're gonna take a quick Supta Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. So bring those soles of your feet together, interlace your fingers around your toes, and then wiggle yourself up so you come close up towards your heels as comfortable as possible. Start butterflying your legs and move your head side to side, stretching out through your spine. Good. And then start bringing your legs up by your elbows, and then use your elbows to press your legs down. Try to move with your breath here. Inhaling, lifting up, squeeze your legs, or squeeze your arms with your legs. And then bring it back down. Squeeze up and down. So it's your legs squeezing when you come up and your arms squeezing when you go down. Actively using the arms and the legs to help deepen your stretch. Good. 3 more, and then we're just gonna stay down and breathe. 1, 2, okay, the next time that you're down there, stay here. You can shift a little bit so those seat bones are nice and open onto the ground, and then use your elbows to press your legs down. Try to keep the chin slightly lifted, but keep pressing down your legs. 5 deep breaths into this, just breathe. Good, and then slowly bring it up, cross your legs, and we're gonna come back into that tabletop position, squeezing the knees together, and then shifting side to side with those hips. Okay, now remember what side you did last time. While you're here. And then in about 3 more deep breaths, we're gonna place the opposite hip down onto the ground and stretch out our arm. All right, now place the hips onto the ground. Make sure you're doing your opposite side. And then stretch your arm out. I think I did my right last time, so I'm doing my left this time. The arm is going to stretch out to the side, palm facing down. Your other hand presses onto the ground, looking up, just stretching out through that shoulder. Make sure your left arm or whatever arm is to the side, the palm is facing down. Good, 2 more deep breaths here. And on your exhalation, use that arm as a pillow. You could either rest your head onto the bicep or on to your hand. Take your top leg, bring the knee up and back, up and back. And the bottom leg is just going to kind of anchor you in. It should be at a slight angle, could be bent or straight. And we're just warming up through that hip motion, the in and out. Good, about 2 more. And then the next time that you have that leg back there, just keep it back there, gaze slightly down in front of you as you stretch that leg out, but keep holding onto your ankle. 5 deep breaths here. Good, 1 more deep breath. And on your exhalation, rock yourself onto your back. Take that ankle, cross it over your leg. We're coming into our figure 4 stretch. But before we do that, we want to just dynamically warm up this hip, holding onto your heel and your knee. Bring it in towards your chest and then out. The other leg is just going to be bent with your foot onto the ground. Make sure you keep the foot flexed on the leg that you're bringing in and out. That's just protecting your knee by keeping that foot flexed. Good, and when you're ready, come into that figure 4 with your leg that's more floating, crossing with the ankle, and then hold onto your leg. Hug it in, nice and deep. Use the elbow on the side of the leg that's on top to press, with your option to rotate your ankle. Good. And then if you haven't already, reverse the direction of that ankle circle. About 3 more deep breaths here. Good, and then uncross your legs. Place your hands behind your legs and rock yourself up into that boat pose. Balance here, straighten up your arms just to find your distance. And then if you can, take those hands off of your legs, squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross those legs in front, shift yourself into a tabletop position and find a cat-cow type of motion. Just rounding and arcing. Make little movements along the way, moving through the spine. Get deep through the cat-cow. Make little shifts when you're in the cat and when you're in the cow. Breathing through this. Try to exhale into the rounded spine and inhale into the arched spine. And the next time that you come into your rounded cat, curl your toes and press into a downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Take your time, just shifting your weight through this, moving side to side, straightening out your back, opening up your shoulders, widening your fingers and your toes. Three more deep breaths here. And step your right foot forward. Take the left foot out to an angle. And then shift all the way forward and back. Bending your front knee in front of you and straightening it up. Bend and straighten. If you need to, you can have a block here. Don't worry so much about what your back is doing. Just think about your leg, the leg motion, getting low, down to the ground, and then pressing back. Remember that back leg, the foot is just at a slight angle. Good. And then we're going to start finding a warrior one position. So find that stance, keep a bend in your front right leg. Bring those arms up, let the palms touch at the top, tuck in that tailbone. Try to push both hips forward, especially this hip on the left side. Push it forward, tuck it in. Breathe here, 5 deep breaths. Good. On your exhalation, warrior two, right arm forward, left arm back. Pretend somebody's pulling you back on that left side, gaze forward, sink low. Tuck in that tailbone, those shoulders are stacked over your hips, breathe here. Good. On the exhalation, bend your right arm and place that forearm onto your thigh. Reach your other arm all the way to the other end of the room. Stretch it out. Gaze upward. Breathe. Good. On your exhalation, slowly take that arm behind you. See if you can hold on to your fingers. Interlace those fingers behind you. Start shifting your chest downward. And then see if you can bring your arms up. So you're binded with your fingers, and that right shoulder is just going to rest onto your right knee. If you want, you can widen your stance a little bit more. Good. Try to bring those arms up even more. 3 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, release your bind from behind you. Bend your back knee all the way, place it onto the ground. Place that back knee onto the ground. Make sure your toes are pointing in the same direction of your knee. A little lift up to reset. Try to be on that meaty part. And then place your hands, both hands onto your leg. Gently press. Good. Now see if you can lift up the knee with the option to lift up the left arm, take it to the right side, and then all the way back. 3 more deep breaths. Good. On the exhalation, place both hands under your shoulders and then little hops up so that you can place all the way onto your front leg. See if you can lift the back leg up. Three more deep breaths. And now you can either stay here or try to bring your arms up straight in front of you into a warrior 3. Keep breathing, balance. 3 more deep breaths. On the exhalation, lower your hands back to the ground. Lower both legs to the ground, come into a downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Breathe through this. If at any time you need to, you can move back into a cat-cow motion or a child's pose. We're going to be in this down dog about 10 deep breaths. While you're here, if you want to, take the top part of your foot and place the toes onto the ground and massage through your foot. So it's the top of your foot onto the mat instead of the sole of your foot. Just giving those toes some attention. About 5 more deep breaths. Good, and then when you're ready, step your left foot forward. Take that right foot back to an angle. And then just start with your motion, bending and lengthening into that front leg. Again, just really focusing on the leg. If you need to, you could put a block here. Don't worry so much about what your back is doing, especially if it feels good for you. Good, about 3 more deep breaths. And then we're going to start finding that warrior 1 position. So keep a bend in your front leg. When you're ready, bring those arms up, interlace the fingers. I still have sweat. Interlace the outer 3 fingers, tuck in that tailbone, shift the hip back on the side that's the bent knee, the left side, shift it back, tuck in that tailbone, and point your right hip a little bit more forward. So both hips are pointing forward. Breathe. 3 more deep breaths. Good, and on your exhalation, warrior 2. Right arm, somebody's pulling it back behind you. Sink even lower. Stack those shoulders over your hips. Gaze forward, breathe. Go ahead, stretch even your fingers. And on your exhalation, bend that left arm in front of you. The right arm is going to stretch all the way over to the other end of the room. Breathe. Stretch out even through that side body. And on your exhalation, start bringing that arm behind you. Try to bind those fingers and then shift your left shoulder onto your knee. Widen your stance as much as you need to, and then see if you can bring your arms up. Good, 3 more deep breaths. Stretch out those shoulders, good. And on the exhalation, lower your hands to the ground. Bend your knee and place that knee onto the ground. Make sure your toes are pointing in the same direction of your knee. You can stay low like this if you want to, or stack your hands on top of your knee, the front left knee in front of you. Make sure you're on the meaty part of your knee on the back. Curl that toe back behind you, and if you want to, lift the knee up and right arm goes to the left side and then back. 5 more deep breaths. Good, on your exhalation, slowly bring your hands down. We're coming into that reverse split. So bring that back leg up a little bit, or as much as you can to the ceiling. Hug into that left leg. Good, and when you're ready, we're gonna come into that warrior 3. See if you can balance onto this left leg. Come up at your own comfort. Stretch your arms out, breathe. 5 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, slowly bring both feet down onto the mat. Palms together, root to the top of the mat. And just breathe in your mountain pose. Those feet right in line with your hips, palms together. Straighten out through the spine. Breathe here. Just feeling nice and grounded through the soles of your feet. Imagine the energy going all the way down into the center of the earth. Grounding you. Imagine an energy going all the way up through the crown of your head. And that perfect balance of horizontal and vertical. And feel that energy in your heart. And on your next inhalation, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Lean back, open up through the arms, deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands come under your shoulders, bend those knees. Find a plank line, stepping or jumping. Just stay here, hold your plank line. Breathe for 5 deep breaths. Squeeze the core, get comfortable. Open up through the shoulders a little bit more. Good, 1 more deep breath in. On the exhalation, lower all the way down to the ground. Place your hands low toward the rib cage and then lift up as high as comfortable for you. And then just start looking behind you one way and the other way. Good. About 3 more deep breaths. Really stretch out through the abdominal muscles. Good. Good, and on the exhalation, tuck your chin into your chest, bend those knees, and send your weight back toward your seat bones. Let those knees widen, stretch your arms out, come into your child's pose. With the arms extended nice and long, pressing your forehead either onto a mat or you can put a block there. Good, one more deep breath in. And on your exhalation, slowly walk yourself up, cross your legs behind you and shift your weight back so your legs can come into the front. Extend just your left leg. Keep your right leg with you. Start hugging into it and look behind your right shoulder. Twist. Keep hugging that left leg in. We're going to stay here a while, at least 10 deep breaths, getting deeper as we go. So just start getting comfortable into this, hugging into that right leg. And at your own comfort level, see if you can place the left arm on the outside part of that right leg. Keep twisting, breathing into it. Good. 3 more deep breaths. With each exhalation, twist as much as comfortable for you. Wring out your torso like it's a wet sponge. Good, and on the exhalation, gently unwind. Now this right leg, let it open up to the side. If you need to, you could put a block under it. Make sure those seat bones are nice and grounded. And then press onto your right knee with your right hand as you try to reach your left foot with your left hand. Here's where you might need a ring or a strap. Just holding on to that left foot with the left hand. Press on that right leg. Start looking up. Do a few breath movements here. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, looking down, trying to hold on to that left foot. Inhaling, looking up. This is just helping us get a little bit deeper into it. And then the next time that you look up, just stay here, keep looking up. See if you can take your right arm off of your knee and see if you can maybe even touch your foot with your right hand on your left foot. Use a strap if you need to. And if you can do that, place your left hand right in front of you and press the left hand onto the ground and just look up. Or if you want to, just keep doing this with your left hand onto your foot. You can keep doing that. 3 more deep breaths. Good. On that exhalation, slowly just release. Coming up, now we're gonna move into the other side. So this time we're gonna straighten up the right leg, bend your left knee in. Yeah. Okay, pretty cool. Good, daddy. Okay, so we're just hugging in. Yeah, let me finish my class already. All right, so hug onto that other leg, start looking behind you. Remember, we're gonna be here about 10 deep breaths. Each exhalation is gonna get you deeper into that twist. Whenever you're ready, see if you can place the arm, that right arm on the outside part of the left leg. Each exhalation is getting deeper. Remember, drink a lot of water after yoga. Just cleansing out all those toxins in you. Five more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, slowly unwind. Let this left knee come out to the side. Get grounded through your seat bones and press your hand onto your knee. So it's left knee, left hand. And then start reaching towards your right foot. We're gonna move with this breath. Inhaling, looking up, exhaling, looking down. With each exhalation, try to reach that right foot just a little bit more. Good, and then just keep gazing upward. The next time that you look up, stretching out here. See if you can hold on to that right foot with either your hand or a strap and reach your left arm all the way over to the right side. Now you can stay here, or if you want to get deeper, try to hold on to that right foot with your left hand. Option to take your right hand, thread it through and press your right hand onto the ground as you look upward. Good job. 5 more deep breaths. Remember, use that strap or a ring to help if you need to. Some days I can reach my foot and some days I can't. The breath work really helps to get deeper into it. Keep breathing, 3 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, gently unwind. Slowly walk yourself back to the center. Bend both knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then when you're ready, rock to your back. Gently, just holding onto your legs. Keep giving yourself that hug and gently just start rocking side to side, massaging through your spine. Good, and then find a nice neutral spine. Bring your chin into your chest, tighten yourself up and go tight little ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for 5. Keep squeezing 4, 3, 2, 1, and release all the way out into Savasana. Get nice and comfortable here. Lengthen out through your spine, ground your hips, ground your shoulders. Let your legs open up with the feet to the side, your palms facing upward. Take a big deep breath in through your nose if you can, and then sigh it out through your mouth. Just whatever noise comes out. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And just relax into the earth, feeling into your breath. While you're here, I want you to imagine on your right shoulder, green light. And let that green light go from the right shoulder through to the left shoulder and then back from the left shoulder to the right. Just green energy sweeping right to left and back. And then that green energy going from your top to your bottom. And then back to your top. And then from your front to your back. So it's all 6 corners, side to side, front to back, top to bottom. Breathe that green energy in. And now behind you, imagine a blue energy. So blue light energy going front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Just sweep out, cleansing blue light energy. And then on your left side, imagine a beautiful white energy going side to side, front to back, top to bottom, white energy glowing through you. And now a red energy in your front, going front to back, side to side, top to bottom, just red, beautiful, ruby red energy. And from above you, imagine a golden energy going top to bottom, side to side, front to back. And below you, imagine a silver energy going bottom to top, front to back, side to side. And then inside, in your heart, imagine a spring green energy in your heart, just expanding that green energy all the way through you. Just breathe here. That loving light energy cleansing you. And begin making small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Blinking your eyes, moving your head side to side. And bringing your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug. And rock yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Reaching your arms all the way up, palms touch at the top. Exhale, bring it into your heart center. And namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining.